Time to get buttery.
I have no idea what we're starting with.
I think we should have everybody here one day. Free for all. No commercials.
That would be the day I take off.
You know what?
That would be the day I take
You
off.
deserve yet another day off, bro. Dude, if you're a great orator and you could memorize your statement, and fine. If you can't, you can't. I just need the facts. What did I say when you called me earlier this week? You had a problem. What did I say? Lower your expectations.
Lower my expectations.
That's all you got.
What you said. Listen, we're going to disagree on that, and that's fine. We just have different philosophies. And somebody agrees with you. I got a tweet that said, to let that man read his... A tweet.
What? Somebody tweeted you?
The in full disclosure.
Coming to you live from the studios at Allaccess660 Network. This is the In Full Disclosure Show. I am your host, Mo Morris, along with my partner, Mr. Rasul Sharif. As always, the third man in the building is our resident engineer, Mr. Steve Wills. Please check us out at allaccess660.com or check us out on IG or Twitter at allaccess660. If you want to talk to my partner, you can always check him out on Twitter at Rasul Sharif 660 and on Instagram as well at Rasul Sharif 660. If you like the smooth grooves you're going to hear today from my engineer, please check him out at BreezeDBL on IG and on Twitter. Last but not least, if you want to talk to me, you can check me out at MoMorris660 on Twitter and on Instagram. Also, please stay tuned today from 12 to 1. Mr. BreezeDBL is going to put it down fully disclosed from 12 to 1, the latest of completely messed that up. But the latest R&B and hip hop club classics he will be playing from 12 to 1. So definitely please stay tuned today. Send out your requests too if you want to hear something special from Breeze today. He'll definitely get it on for you. So we should be all good. How are you, partner? Today is January 20-something. We are moving along in this month. What is it, 23rd, 22nd? Something. Actually, you know what? It's the 25th. Yeah, it's the 25th today. It's as amazing as it is. We just went through Christmas. We just went through Thanksgiving. We just went through New Year's, and we are already January 25th. How are you today?
Good, man. Hanging in there, getting ready. I had a great week, actually. Some things happened in the sports world that just totally thrilled me. Don't shake your head yet. I know it's on the agenda, but everything's pretty good, man. Had a pretty productive week. Started working out again. So I'm going through that initial pain right now, but no libations this week. I'm gonna try to make it to March 1st. I do have scheduled cheat days in, but wait, what's so funny?
You said no libations yet. You have a scheduled cheat day or days with an S in.
Wait, I've had no libations yet. I had a cheat day this week, which I didn't cheat, so I didn't use my cheat day this week, and I've scheduled 2 cheat days a week for myself, and I didn't use any this week.
2 cheat days a week.
Yeah, you know what? Because if you go too hard and don't have any fun, then it gets frustrating quickly, and it's easier to break if you're not having any fun. So I just was doing so much stuff, I didn't even have time to indulge this week, and hopefully it's like that for the next 5 weeks. So as you're complaining about how fast the time is going, at least until March 1st, I hope the time goes by pretty fast. No fast food, told you.
Yeah.
I only had the Popeyes this year, only because I forgot. So I've been sticking to my New Year's resolution and just trying to get it together.
That's good, man. Definitely glad to hear it. But maybe make it 1 cheat day, though.
Well, look, I've slotted to. I've allotted myself to. But look, this week I didn't use any.
That's true.
So
it'll even itself out at the end of the day, is what you're telling me.
But my question to you is, do I get 4 now next week? So no rollover. Don't get the rollover cheat days like rolling over my minutes.
Yeah, we're not doing that. This is not a Metro PCS or whatever that is.
Nah, it's cool though. It wasn't. If you're not going out, it's easy.
Yeah.
If you go out, and sometimes it's difficult not to be social.
Drink Red Bull. That's what I do now when I go out over ice.
I would never drink that stuff.
Really?
I mean, unless they sponsored us or something. I would never drink it. Yeah, I don't. What do you get from that? Like,
it just makes you feel like you're having a drink, man. You pour it over some ice, have it in one of those glasses, one of those
rock glasses.
Yeah.
No, let me be honest with you. The only thing I really need to do is I could drink like some kind of sparkling water,
right,
to get the effervescence that I would get from beer, and I'm fine.
Okay.
So it's not, and I didn't even have to do that this week. Literally, I just honestly just drank water all week.
Okay.
And some I've been juicing too, so whatever juices I had.
That's cool. That's cool. New year, everybody's on their exercise kick. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you joined us. You a couple of weeks
I was supposed to start the first, but then shout out to Mike and Street. Their birthdays were right there, so had to indulge with them a little bit. And then after Street's birthday was done, was when I started.
Fair
and then I didn't even do that much for Street, so I might have had 2 drinks at the crib, so it wasn't even like we went out, so it was all good.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my weekend was cool. Nothing really special happened to me this week. Just work, gym. That's about it. I didn't really do anything. I'm kind of over my soreness now, so that's the positive thing. Doing a lot of running on the treadmill these days, which I can't stand running, but I'm actually doing it, but that's what it is. But funny story, yesterday I go to Whole Foods. Now, I've been going to Whole Foods probably the last 3 weeks in a row.
Whole check.
Right. Because, listen, I walked out of there with 1 bag yesterday. It wasn't even a full bag, and I had spent $65, and it was nothing hardly in the bag. The week before, I had a bag, and it was like $98, and the week before that, it was $150 for a bag and a half. So it's crazy to shop in that store. But here's this part of the story I wanted to share, because we were talking about pork. In full disclosure, we were talking about pork prior to us coming on the air this morning. And I bumped into one of my friend's wives. Actually, my boy AB, who has been on this show before. I bumped into his wife. And she sees me, and she has this shocked look on her face. Like, you shopping here? And she actually said this to me. And I said, why would you think I wouldn't shop in here? Well, they don't sell pork in here. And it just blew my mind, like, for real. I mean, is that the perception, that I only eat pork breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Is that the perception?
Well, so yes, just to get that out the way. But you're on the record saying how you revere pork so much, and why wouldn't people? What it essentially sounds like is, why wouldn't people eat pork all the time?
Right? Why wouldn't they? I love red velvet cake too, and I don't eat that every day either.
Well, I'm just saying how it comes off is like, if possible, you would eat pork breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No, it doesn't come off that way.
I'm telling you, that's how it comes off. That may not be your intention.
I love beef. I love turkey. I love seafood. I mean, but really? I mean, she literally was stunned. But it gets worse, because she goes home and she tells her 2 daughters, and one is here and one's away at school. And I guess she was like, yeah, I bumped into Mo at Whole Foods today. And they both had the same reaction, like, what was he doing shopping in there? Really?
I know you go, so I wouldn't be necessarily. And I know you're working out now. All right, let's put it this way. If you weren't working out, I wouldn't expect you to be at Whole Foods. I just
Every
wouldn't.
blue moon, I go to Whole Foods.
Okay,
I like to get good food,
so
too.
You said,
the higher quality of food sometimes myself, instead of always being in the hood. I mean, I like to get some higher quality food from time to time.
Well, first off, I think you can get some decently high quality food from your local.
I didn't say you couldn't.
Right, there's some organic stuff in your local supermarket, because at the end of the day, that's all you're getting from Whole Food, right?
It's organic stuff?
Pretty much, right?
No.
What do you get from Whole Food?
Really, just fruits and meats is what I'm getting from there.
What kind of fruit are you getting? I mean, you trying to get organic fruit, or are you trying to get?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I see what I like and I grab it. But it just looks better. The fruit looks better, and it actually tastes better when I get it home. It's just in better shape.
Okay.
I clearly believe in, I call me crazy, but I clearly believe when these fruit trucks come, they separate the food out based upon the quality of the food store. and the best looking fruit goes to the better looking food stores. And I think it continually graduates down the chain to when you get to C-Town and whatever other mom and pop's market.
Extra.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's where you get the worst fruit. I truly believe that because you're paying more money. So like there's a guy by my job that sells fruit. He cuts up fruit salads. And he basically goes, and he told me this, when he goes, he actually goes and picks out the better types of fruit. Like there's 2 different areas. So you can get cheaper fruits or the more expensive fruits, and he gets the more expensive ones. So I truly believe it happens that way.
I would buy that argument if you put it a different way. I think that maybe some of this stuff is, and this might get me in trouble, but I think some of this stuff is separated by community.
Same difference to me.
Well, no, because I think I can go to a higher end shop, right, and get the same fruit you would get at a Whole Foods.
Absolutely not.
I do. I really do.
Yeah, I don't think
I've
so.
been to some places where I'm like, is this Pathmark? Like, this is not the Pathmark in the hood that I know.
Right.
This is if you go to a suburban Pathmark, it's totally different than the Pathmark.
Okay, listen, I agree, but
so I would
don't
buy
disagree.
it more if you said it that way. But I mean, you know, that's
I'm
your
not as
opinion,
eloquent as a speaker as you are, so I get it.
Okay, we're gonna start that already, right?
Anyway, let's move on. Did you
Okay,
have anything else
exactly.
happen for your week?
Nah, man, I'm signed up to do a lot of work this week. Shout out to my man Ruff out there. I'm about to do something for him.
All right.
Hopefully he's listening today. Text me if you are. If you're
Good
not.
morning, Ruff, if you are listening.
Yeah, if you're not, then maybe I won't do this thing for you.
Shouts to my man. Shouts to my man Kurt. I think he's listening this morning too. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We really appreciate that.
Music, Kurt?
Yeah.
Steve?
DJ Kurt.
Steve?
Got some pressure on him.
Steve, you got some pressure
Got
on
some-
you now.
got
You got some pressure
on
on you now.
Absolutely.
You better go deep into the box over there.
But into the sports world, we lost a major sports figure this week. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, passed away this week at the age of 83 years old. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to see him play. He stopped playing in 1971, but from all accounts, he was that guy for that era. I mean, he was a shortstop. He had 512 home runs. So he was the guy even before. He was probably the best shortstop before Cal Ripken came along, more than likely. At the end of the day, he's probably going to be the more revered one. He was the first African-American player to ever play for the Chicago Cubs. 512 home runs. He had over 1,600 ribbies. 2-time MVP, back-to-back 57 and 58 or 58 and 59. I forget which ones they were. He was still a pillar of that community in Chicago. Everyone loved him. Every year he started the year off with some sort of rhyme about how the Chicago Cubs were going to win the World Series that particular year. I mean, he was a Chicago Cub, true and true to his heart. So, you know, President Obama, his wife, I mean, just all sorts of dignitaries, everybody truly were reaching out to this guy. And obviously President Obama, because he grew up in Chicago, so he probably, you know, got a chance to interact with him quite often. Right. You know, so definitely sad to say that he passed away this week, but lived a long life. So, you know, very positive.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, you knew he was a great player, but unfortunately, and I'm guilty of it, I think a lot of people are, we probably should start trying to look at and celebrate people's lives while they're alive. Mm-hmm. So I got a lot of information because he passed away. I never would have went and just said, let me look up Ernie Banks and see, you know, whatever. But the people in his era is scary. As great as his numbers were, he spent some time in the Negro League.
In the Negro League, yes.
Those years aren't accounted for.
Yep.
When we look at his numbers. So would he be a 600 home run guy?
Right.
Would he be a 2,000 RBI guy? I mean, we don't know. So
at shortstop, no less.
At shortstop. Well, he didn't hit all 500 at shortstop, but most of them he did.
Yeah.
He wound up moving positions later on in his career.
Right. Well, you know, I will say this. He was still sharp as a tack from the latest photos I had seen of him. He still looked really, really, really good.
He was a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Nice smile, good-looking guy.
Yeah. So we definitely lost a great one this year. You know, and you know, to your point, we didn't really know anything about him, right? So it's kind of hard for us to necessarily go back and, I mean, unless you're just a historian of the sport. So like,
or you're a baseball guy. So if this was the equivalent of a basketball guy, we would know a little more
so like
about
Oscar Robertson, maybe.
Right. So we would know a little more, not
right.
saying that we got to watch his career. Obviously, he's older than he played when we weren't around or very young at the end of his career. So
I don't even know if you were alive when he played his last year playing, but that's another conversation. I don't know.
I think I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
You sure?
young. I think I was.
We'll talk about that after.
We'll talk about that. Matter of fact, I'll look that up.
But yeah, so it's kind of hard to say that we should go back. It's difficult. Now somebody in our era that we would absolutely know would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? So we caught him towards the tail end of his career. We miss Wilt Chamberlain. If he had passed, we probably would have gone back and
we caught a nice part of Kareem's career.
Oh, we did. We did. We probably caught
nice
like the last 8 to 10 years, right?
Well, yeah, because I think he was still playing 87.
Right. We probably caught like the last 8 to 10
right.
years. I would assume is probably what we
That's
caught.
fair. Yeah.
Of his career. So definitely sad to say, he was the Chicago Cubs haven't won a world championship I think since 1918. Right. So he obviously didn't get a chance to see it, because he was born in 1931, but definitely a legend lost this particular year. So
yeah. The question came up, best shortstops ever. Mm-hmm. And again, it's hard. We say it about every sport we talk about. It's hard to compare generations.
Errors, right?
Yeah, errors. But for him to have those power numbers, and we revere Cal Ripken's power numbers, I didn't realize that he clearly, by every account, he's probably top 3.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, where do you put? I guess the other 2 would have to be Ripken and Jeter.
Oh yeah, Jeter absolutely would be on the list. Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how people rank that. So we'll see. All right, coming up next, we're gonna get into the NBA. Are we going to? We get it out the way?
No, we're going to football first.
Oh, okay. So we're going NFL. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Sorry. 21 minutes after the hour, back to the In Full Disclosure Show. Definitely want to thank our boy Kurt for listening today. He's definitely out there listening, so we definitely appreciate that.
Putting that pressure on Breeze DBL. he digging deep into that music over there, boy. Woo.
Breeze gonna come through. I'm not even worried about that.
Can we get Kurt to come in and do a guest?
A guest.
Wow.
A guest jock, yeah. That's what's up. Yeah.
DJ Kurt, you've been requested, my man.
Can we have it? Maybe we all get a day off, but we be here so we can help him through it.
And
Get
have
2
them
guest
do that.
co-hosts and one
And
guest
Kurt do the
DJ.
thing. There it is.
And then
We
we
can do
just figure it out.
Absolutely.
What if their show's better than ours though?
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble, right?
Because if it's their first time and their show is better than ours, we're in trouble. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely shouts. Huh?
Yeah, let's work on that.
All right, definitely shouts.
I'm trying to get fired around here. Let's work on that.
to DJ Kurt. All right, let's get into some football. Obviously, last week the AFC and the NFC championship games were played. We had an amazing game. Seattle hosting Green Bay. We have to talk about it. Green Bay, by all accounts, should have won that game 3 times over.
Easily.
They should have won the game easily. They were up 16-0 at one point. I was talking to our insider on text message, and he was basically saying, "Oh, they're not scoring enough. They're getting these field goals." I was like, "Dude, it's 16-0. There's no way Seattle can score enough points to win this game. Just no way." And slowly but surely, the perfect storm started to brew. And, the more I thought about it as the week went on, the storm was brewing when they didn't go for it on 4th and 1 twice in the first half, and they kicked those field goals. So that storm has started to brew at that particular point, I believe, and we just didn't know it.
I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But
See, I do.
Okay.
You know why I have an issue with it? Because I guarantee you the week before, they would have gone for it. They absolutely would have gone for it because they were playing a Cowboy team and they thought the Cowboys had more offense. He went conservative because he didn't think that Seattle could score enough points to beat them. And I believe that affected his judgment because if that's Bill Belichick, he's absolutely trying to score the touchdown. He's putting his foot on the pedal, which is what I respect about the New England coach. I respect them dearly because of that. Like, he always goes for the throat, for the jugular. And I believe Mike McCarthy at this particular point took his foot off the pedal early, thinking that, we'll get more opportunities, and it just didn't happen that way.
Okay.
So that's just my opinion on that. But they went on, and they allowed Seattle to score, 14 points in the last 3 minutes, basically, 4 minutes of that game, roughly, to win it.
Right.
Well, to go at least get it. They had to come back and go to overtime themselves. But the muff punt seems to be getting a lot of the
kick, the onside kick, you mean?
No, the onside kick,
right.
And then obviously he muffed the catch.
Right.
So this guy, and I can't think of his name, but he's a rookie, Braxton, I think was his last name. He didn't catch the ball. Supposedly he wasn't supposed to try to catch it. He was supposed to just block and let Jordy Nelson catch the ball, who was literally right behind him. I don't know how much I believe in that theory. Only because he is a tight end, which means he must have hands. And I can't believe that you're going to have guys on the field that can't catch the ball. And if he didn't try and catch that ball, it may have hit him in the head. That's how close the ball was to him. Like, it came directly to him at the end of the day. What I didn't like was Mike McCarthy, the coach, basically throwing him under the bus, saying he didn't do his job.
Well, what else was he supposed to do?
You got to cover.
What else? What cover? How?
all
right, just we play this all the time. We play PR all the time.
Okay.
Well, give me your cover.
If I'm Mike McCarthy, right, I say, listen, at the end of the day, we muffed the catch on that onside kick. We didn't catch the ball. Hear me out. We didn't catch the ball.
He didn't.
Braxton did not catch the ball for whatever the reason. He didn't catch it. It wasn't the way the play was designed, but he didn't catch the ball. It's not why we lost the game.
How was the play designed?
We know how the play was designed. Going from what they said, he was supposed to block and let Jordy Nelson catch it. But I'm not going to throw my player under the bus. I'm not going to do it.
I don't think you have many options in that
you
position.
absolutely do. He didn't. Listen, the play didn't work as designed. It didn't work as designed.
How was
he
the play
didn't catch
designed?
the ball? If he catches
I'm being
the ball,
a reporter now, so how was the play designed?
And I would have told them the play design was he was supposed to block and Jordy Nelson was supposed to catch the ball.
So he essentially would be saying the same thing he said.
No. But what you do is at that point you smooth it over and say, but that's not the reason why we lost the game. It's not the reason why we lost the game. But he didn't say that. He left him out there. He knew the kid was grieving about it because apparently, from all accounts, he was in the locker room crying. after the game was over.
As he should have been.
Okay, so then why would you go out there publicly and throw a guy who no one knows or knew, who will be now in Green Bay history forever as the guy who couldn't catch the onside kick? Why would you do that to him? To me, I thought it was in poor taste. You have to cover for your guy. You have to. Especially when you're the coach, you have to cover for him. Thought it was in poor taste.
All right, so I think that was a part of the reason why they lost. So I think there were
We agree.
couple reasons. Well, I'm just giving my take.
Okay,
here.
all right.
It's all good. Can I go? All right. I think it was a part of the reason, and I'm texting too at the same time. This is crazy. I think it's a part of the reason why they lost. But I think a bigger part of the reason, and if I'm in throw under the bus mode, and so I will give you a little credit on what you're saying. He should have caught that ball, and it seals the game if he catches the ball.
Correct.
Game's over. So I don't think it's much I could do to smooth this over, because anybody who looked at it with their own eyes would see that if he catches this ball, which you said it, he's a tight end. You made the NFL as a tight end, which must mean you can catch the ball. If you can't catch a ball that's coming down like a fair catch to you, you just can't catch a football. And it wasn't even like the dude was bearing down on him at that point. He just literally
muffed it.
How do you let a ball, even in that situation, how many times have we ever seen the ball just hit somebody in the head when they're trying to catch the ball? I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. I've seen people have their hands on the ball and not be able to catch the ball. I've never seen them just totally whiff it and the ball hit them in the head. But forget that. I think the bigger part was, and I won't be able to remember this D-back's name, who got the interception and went down. He went down like it was 25 seconds left, and I just don't want to fumble the ball. Why wouldn't he run the ball?
Well,
why would he just slide? It's 5 minutes left in the game. It's not like the game's over. Clearly, we clearly know the game wasn't over. It's 5 minutes left in the game, and you going down like, we got this interception, they got no more timeouts, and there's 30 seconds left in the game. By all accounts, even if he gets tackled, he runs far enough for them to already be in field goal position. The Green Bay field goal kicker, Crosby, was kicking the ball exceptionally in the bad weather there. So at minimum, if they don't gain a yard, he gets past his first tackle. He's got blockers in front of him. He probably gets down to at least a 20 if he doesn't score. Everybody's telling him, Julius Peppers, everybody telling him to go down and lay on the ball like the game's over. It was 5 minutes and change left in the game. So if I'm throwing people under the bus and I'm really trying to explain to the media why we lost, then I have to bring, to your point, I would bring in these other factors as well. The running the ball, going forward on fourth down at the 1 yard line, I think in most cases, I'm probably with you. In here, I'm thinking if I get to a number, I probably beat this team. And with this great home field advantage they have, I don't want to not come away with some kind of points. So maybe I'm going to question the play calling down at the goal line. If you're first and goal and you can't get in, maybe I'm questioning that. And I always want to go out with my best player. So I'm putting the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands and letting him do something. If I can't run the ball 1 yard, I'm letting Aaron Rodgers do something here instead of just keep trying to pound it. That's just me.
Right. Well, let me say this about the D-back who caught the ball. It wasn't even, I think it was a linebacker who caught the ball, right? And went down.
Or a defensive player, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. And I'm going to tell you why. I just watched my Cowboys the previous week, or 2 weeks prior to that. One of the defensive guys catch the ball. He stripped the ball, picks it up, tries to run with it, and fumbles it back. That's the reason why Julius Peppers was telling him to get down, because you know what? As you said, you want to put the ball in your best player's hands. Aaron Rodgers and that offense is used to running with the ball. This defensive guy or this linebacker is not used to running with the ball.
Right, but at that point, you suggest that every time a defensive player gets an interception,
I don't suggest, but at that point, I think the score was 16-7. With 5 minutes to go in the game and you have the ball, I absolutely don't have that much of an issue with it. I'm not telling you he should have done it. I'm just telling you I don't have that much of an issue with it. But I will say this. It goes back to my initial point. It's part of the perfect storm that was brewing. That's part of it. Like, that's just another part of this storm that's brewing to get us to the end of that game. It's just brewing to get us there.
Yeah, that play even more than the muff. Now, the muff, the onside kick,
right? I mean, onside kick
is unexplainable. Maybe he's a young guy. Maybe he's nervous. I don't know. I don't know how nervous I am now. I'm not going to be able to catch a ball. I might be nervous and not be able to throw a ball accurately. I get that. How nervous could I be? You could put me in front of 800,000 people, you throw the football to me. I'm not going to drop it because it's 800,000 people. It's not like shooting a free throw or something. So to me, that's inexcusable. The only half excuse I can probably give him is the fact that he's a rookie and this is probably the biggest moment of his life. So maybe, but you're a pro, so I don't know if I excuse that or not. The play with the defensive player going down was the biggest play in the game for me.
Well, okay. So here's another one that was major for me. The defensive back, Clinton Dix, or his first name is Did you know that?
Clinton Dix. Or Clinton
it's
Dix.
Clinton Dix. And even though it's he has a real first name, because I read it, I went and read the article as to why his name is
Where's he from, Rayford?
No, he's not from
Oh,
Rayford.
okay.
he's not that lucky to be from Rayford.
North Carolina, Alabama, it's all the same. Anything lower than Virginia, it's all the same.
Wow.
All that down south stuff the same. Yeah.
So the 2-point conversion, they had Russell Wilson under pressure. He threw the ball off his back foot across the field. That ball lobbed in the air, floated, as Breeze just said, in the air. Clinton Dix looked at it, and he didn't play the moment. He played the game, meaning you can't touch these guys when the ball is in the air, as opposed to him being aggressive and going to knock that ball down, because at that point, you're playing the moment. Because who cares if they call a flag at that point? They probably won't, but you have to go and play the ball and knock that ball. He watches the ball and waits for the guy to catch it, and then he tries to make a play on the ball as he catches the ball. You got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding. To me, that was a major play in that game, that 2-point conversion.
It was.
Major.
It was. And you know, I totally forgot about that. But that's probably number 2. Well, again, and I'm going to give him a little more of a pass than I do the other guys. I'm going to tell you why. I'm not giving him a pass. But if you got a gun to my head and said, which one of these 3 guys you're going to give a pass, it's probably to him because he had such a great game. So he has up to that point, he had such a great game. I'm not saying that I excuse what he did because that was ridiculous. I thought at that point, Uncle Tony, they called them from Vegas. Because I was like, what? I couldn't believe that happened. I'm looking at that.
I don't
couldn't
think
believe
anybody
that
could.
happened. So I was questioning like if the fix was in for real. I really was.
So then on top of that, Green Bay got 5 turnovers from Seattle.
How do you lose that game?
Which means I got to go to your boy now. And you're not going to like this conversation, but I got to go to Aaron Rodgers. Because if your defense gives you the ball 5 extra times, and you only got 16 points on the board, it's the moment, right? Lights is on, all this other stuff you always throw at me.
Well, tell him
I will get to that.
You going to get to that?
Oh, absolutely.
I
Listen,
appreciate that.
Full disclosure, we're going to get to it.
Okay.
But the lights is on and all this other stuff. Your defense gives you the ball 5 extra. They pick off this guy 4 times. They give you the ball 5 extra times. And here's Aaron Rodgers' stats: 19 for 34, 178 yards. Am I supposed to be impressed? And you're supposed to be the greatest quarterback in the world right now? The lights is on, right? The lights is on.
Okay, he didn't have a great game.
Okay. And on top of that, let's be very honest. His postseason record ain't that great. He's 6-5. And 4 of those wins came the year he won the Super Bowl. So let's look at the other 5 years he was in the playoffs.
Well, he should be 7-4 right now.
Well, the reality is he's not.
Okay, but he should be 7-4.
Listen, I could say the same thing about Romo, about other games. No one cares.
Steve,
how do
we always get back to the Cowboys? No matter what.
Because
no
I'm
matter
a Cowboy,
what.
because
we
I'm
always
a Cowboys
get back
fan.
to the Cowboys.
But the reality is he's 6-5. That's the reality of it. And yes, I called you.
Who's the best quarterback in the game right now?
We agree he's the best quarterback in the game. We
I don't
agree.
get it. I don't get it.
What
He
don't
didn't
you
play
get?
a good game. Okay, he didn't play a good game.
But you're not knocking him for it. That's my point. Like the media has not knocked him one bit for that game. Not one bit.
Because I don't think that he's responsible for the loss.
Well, wait a minute. He threw 2 INTs. He 19 for 34 for 178 yards in one of the biggest games of his life. Really?
I don't think that he's responsible for the
Really?
loss, though. You think he's responsible for the loss?
It's not a matter of whether he's responsible
That's
for
all
it or
I
not.
said.
He's the quarterback.
All I
and
said
when the
is-
quarterbacks takes the heat. When Peyton
you talking to the wrong guy, though, because I told you this. I said when the Cowboys lost, I said I'm not putting that on Romo.
You couldn't.
Because he lost though.
You couldn't.
Okay, but he didn't lose the game, but his team lost.
But the point is,
I know most people blame the quarterback, give the quarterback credit for the win, and blame the quarterback for the loss. I'm not that guy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not the person.
all I'm saying is we give people passes when we want to give people passes. And right now, Aaron Rodgers is getting a pass because his career record is 6-5. Another guy who's getting the pass is Andrew Luck, and we're going to get to that a little bit later. But there are guys getting passes. So in full disclosure, I called you before Green Bay went on their last drive at the end of the game, the fourth quarter. I called you and said, "Lights is on. Your boy going to win the game for him." I called you and asked you that question.
You text me.
I text you. Okay,
right.
Fine. He took him down and got him a field goal. So I give him credit for that. Absolutely give him credit. So, yes, I did ask the question to you. I reached out to you.
Okay. And then I said, yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. Now the defense doesn't give him the ball back.
I won't say he did what he was supposed to do.
I can't.
Because I expect him to win the game.
Oh, wow.
I expect him to win it, right? You, that guy, I expect him to win it.
Oh, Tony Romo's the best quarterback of all time. All right, coming up next, are we more NFL?
Oh, yeah, we still got to go through the deflate gate. Yeah, we got other stuff to go through.
And Mo doesn't want me to get to this NBA stuff, but that's okay. You know what? And we got some people who don't normally listening because I'm getting text message critical, of course, about some things. I'm going to try to address them during the break. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Just what I need to make my night right. I need some change. Money come and go like planes. We'll fly down, what's your name? Cause you're looking like the perfect love song. Girl, you got me going with your clothes on. We can do this right here, but let me so long. So what you say? Girl, won't you roll my way? We can take you back to my crib. We can get away, no photographs. Chillin' all alone in my home with you on. My crib. If you wanna roll, let's roll. While you're trying to find you what you want. I feel no shame. I want you, don't play. All types of sweet things jump from my lips to you on a roll, babe. You meet me downtown, single girls, home now, homebound. What you say? Cause I'm really wanting you to shake it like the perfect love song. Girl, you got me going with your clothes on. We can do this right here, but that be so wrong. So what you say? Girl, won't you roll my way? We can take you back to my crib. We can get away, no photographs. Chillin' all alone in my home with you on. My crib, go to my crib. If you wanna ride, let's ride.
41 minutes after that, we're back to the Info Disclosure Show. I must be saying something right because I got Breeze agreeing with me up in here. That don't happen that often, so I must be doing something right today. All right, before we went to the break, we were talking about this Green Bay-Seattle game.
You know he's on a lot of medication for a show.
Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I'm just saying.
We were talking about the Green Bay-Seattle game last week. We were talking about Aaron Rodgers and whether or not he should take some heat. I think he should. You know, he's not going to. I get it. I understand. He's the new face of the league at this particular point. Going to have a short run, though, as the face because they're bringing the next guy up. Yes.
I also think, though, and we discussed this over the last couple of weeks, that fair or unfair, I think people take less heat who've won.
Okay.
So that's probably why he's not going to take heat like somebody else would.
Right.
So you brought in the Romo comparison. I think if Romo wins a chip, then the heat that light will be a lot more dim.
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Okay, but it is what it is, though.
Well, I don't necessarily believe in that. It is what it is theory. I don't believe in that. I don't follow that theory.
But that's the reality. That's what I'm saying. When I say it is what it is, that's what I mean.
No, I understood what you meant. All right, so Russell Wilson. Let's talk about him a little bit. Quarterback for Seattle. Horrible game. Horrible day. Obviously, 2 of the interceptions were not necessarily his fault. The ball hit the receiver's hand twice and popped up in the air, and they got picked off. But by all accounts, he had a terrible day. He made a couple of plays late. He made some throws in overtime that were very impressive. Got the win.
Gutsy is the thing that I'd probably say because you having that bad of a game, you still taking shots like he was taking that's showing some moxie.
1 touchdown, 4 INTs on the day. Wow. So the 2-point conversion, luck, in my opinion. He threw it up. He threw it to the right guy. Okay, fine. But it's luck. So I'm not going to give him any credit for that. The 2 passes in overtime that he threw to his receiver, absolutely. Doug Baldwin is the name. I'm going to absolutely give him credit for that. No, I'm sorry, not Doug Baldwin. It was Curse, right? Yeah, it was Curse who caught the touchdown
15,
late.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to give him credit for those passes late in the game. But what else was he going to do, though?
Let me just interrupt you for a second. They showed a shot, and I don't know if you guys were watching the game as closely as I was because we talked about it during the break, how sick I got after Seattle won. And they showed a shot of Marshawn Lynch. They were down, I don't know, maybe they still were down 15. And Marshawn Lynch is over there dancing.
Yep.
I was like, what's wrong with this
Not
dude?
a care in the world.
Not a care in the world. But that made me also think that Uncle Tony called in like he knew something.
Nah.
Just being a conspiracy theorist. I'm just kidding.
Speaking of Marshawn Lynch, 25 carries, 157 yards, major touchdown late in that game. Monster day. They got to pay that guy, man. I don't think they will, but they got to pay him. And I understand from the organizational side, he's starting to get old. He's taking some poundings because he runs straight through people. He's not the elusive guy. He's going to run through you, but he's in a bad situation, in my opinion, as far as his contract is concerned. They need to pay him. The other thing, speaking of Marshawn Lynch, he just got fined again, $20,000 for making an obscene gesture. Listen, I don't understand it. I was listening to Jamel Hill and Michael Smith on His and Hers the other day, and Jamel Hill hates the fact that he throws money away, and I hate it too. But I also understand that it's his money, and if he wants to continue to do it, that's fine. You know, at the end of the day, he's going to also get fined because he didn't speak to the media. You know,
that's the thing I have a problem with.
With who? Him or the media?
With the rule.
With the rule.
Right.
I understand the rule. The rule has to be there because these guys have to be accessible to the media. So I understand the rule. What I don't like, and this is where you may agree or may not agree with me, but I don't like the fact that the media knows he's not going to talk. So he's going to say, thank you very much. Thanks for asking. You know, something stupid like that, no matter what the question is. But they continue to come to him and ask him questions. Why bother? So you just want to continue to make a spectacle of the situation because you're not going to get him to talk. What makes you any different than the other 5 reporters that tried to say something to him earlier in the day or earlier in the press conference where he didn't say anything? Why bother to continue? Why even waste your time?
I don't know for a fact, but it seems a little different now, where it seems like a lot of the athletes are more articulate than they were back in the day. Like you would listen to some guys back in the day and be like, even when we listened to Magic talk way back in the day or Barkley, it'd be like, what? I can't believe they're on TV. And they've come so far from when they were
media
playing.
Training, all kind of stuff they get now, yeah.
But if a guy is just so uncomfortable, and we've seen it in here, we
Yeah.
bring somebody in here, and
Yeah.
like it's funny. And in full disclosure, we're laughing.
Right.
Like, dude, don't be nervous. That little camera over there.
Right.
Like, it's just us talking. And
Yeah.
before the camera comes on in pre-production or during a commercial or whatever, or during a break, we be talking and just everybody's. It's just real regular. And then
Right.
that light comes, that imaginary on-air light comes on, and you see something different. Some people just aren't built to. You might be a football player. I'm not built to address 300 people in the
Right.
media. And so I just think it's a retarded rule. I think that they should have, like, there's so many people in these organizations who want to talk. So if you take a Richard Sherman, he probably talk to you all day.
Right.
If you put a camera in his face, he probably talk to you all day. Take 10 guys, 5 guys off the team who are team spokespeople. Talk to those guys to get the pulse, because you're gonna go talk to imagine the guy who a Bo Jackson type. You're gonna put this guy on camera every day to essentially embarrass himself. Because what if he realizes that he has a speech impediment, or he knows that he's not good with this? He's up there sweating, he's up there doing whatever. You're just gonna put him up there because, oh well, we're the media and we need to talk to you. So I don't care how embarrassing it is to you. Oh wait, because you're getting paid all this money, so it shouldn't matter. People associate the amount of money they make with the ability they should have. They're just football players. They're not. Public speaking and playing football, two totally different things. So I just totally hate the rule.
I'm not necessarily a fan of the rule, but I understand why it has to be there, because if you decide to just pick 10 guys to speak, you're probably not going to have your 10 best players. And week by week, when these games go on, people are going to want to talk to your best players. So say Peyton Manning decides he doesn't want to be one of the 10 guys. You can't have that. I mean, this guy is.
I think all right, so to get more specific, obviously I think you would have your quarterback, but your quarterback speaks anyway. So you would I expect the quarterback to be able to get up and speak.
But why are you making him any different than anybody else?
But I don't necessarily expect the offensive guard to be able to go out.
People don't go out and try to talk to him. They want to talk to the stars.
Well, it depends on who it is, right? So you could be the star left tackle, and people might want to talk to you.
What's going to be the question? How did you block Jerome Curse today?
You could be the star defensive end then. So you could be J.J. Watt getting 22 sacks a
Right.
year. He might not be able to talk, though.
I get it, but you can't decide based upon position as to who you're going to put in front of the media and who you're not going to put in the media.
Yeah, you can't put everybody in front of me because everybody's not equipped to do it.
I think, and here's a prime example of someone who's gotten so much better with it, is Derrick Rose. Horrible when he had first initially started talking in front of the media, because he was so shy and seemed to be such an introvert that now I think the 2 years that he basically didn't play, I think he went through so much media training. He's so much better. And not that he's great. He's not, Grant Hill or somebody in front of the media. However, he's so much further along now because he's gone through the training. And I think that should be part of what the NFL does or the NBA does to get these guys accessible.
Okay, and that's fine. I'm cool with. I'm a big proponent of training in anything, so I'm
Right.
fine with that. But what if it's not for everybody?
We agree.
So once this guy happens to be the star running back, and we've seen this from back in the day, definitely. Now, like I said, now it seems a lot different because these kids are talking in high school now. So by the time they get to the pros, it's cameras in their face. If you're a star player in high school now, ESPN's at your game talking to you already. We watched the young lady, Mona, the baseball player.
Yeah.
She's on TV like she was a pro. She's 13.
Yeah.
No sweat, no nothing.
Yeah.
She's talking, she's going through doing whatever she's doing. But some people just, they don't have that. Like, I don't know if I could get up and, well, I probably could. But I don't know if 5 years ago I would have felt comfortable getting up in front of, answering questions in front of 300 people every single solitary day. You're just going to jam me up there to do that. I have a particular set of skills. Taking threes coming out. I have a particular set of skills, and that's what I do. See what I did with that? And that's what I do. I don't if I don't necessarily do well in front of cameras and in front of microphones, stick them in my face anyway. You get better at this. It's not for everybody.
Well, I mean, you can do it or you can not do it and get fined. Here's where the other
Well,
problem.
I'm fine with Marshawn Lynch saying, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking.
But the NFL,
he should do that every single day, in my opinion.
And you know what? That's fine. But the NFL on the other side can't be happy with that.
But
They can't be happy
answer
with it.
So now what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously that we can go a little further into that later. But
no, yes, no. I mean, like, those would be
Right.
my answers. Yes, no, I don't know. Yep, nope. And it wouldn't even be yes, no. It'd be yep, nope. Nope. Nah.
well, we're gonna see if that affects his contract when the time comes for him to get paid and whether they decide to pay him or not. We will see.
They're not going to not pay him because he's not talking to the media. If they're going to say he's getting too old to be a running back, that's fine.
I think that might factor in there.
That he's not talking to the
Yeah,
media.
I bet
it's
you
not
if
costing Seattle any money. What do they care?
Well, it's not a matter whether it costs them money. It's just perception, right? And
I
the
doubt
organization.
that.
Okay,
I
listen.
doubt that.
All right, the other game that went on, which wasn't much of a game, was New England hosting Andrew Luck, the new Golden Boy, and the Indianapolis Colts. It got ugly pretty quickly. We pretty much knew who was going to win that game, I think, from the very beginning. I never really gave Indianapolis a shot. The score of that game ended up being 45-7, something like that. It was something crazy, something ridiculous. But all of that aside, it doesn't matter. Deflategate came out of this. So 11 of the 12 footballs that the New England Patriots were playing with were found to be under the PSI, the proper PSI, pounds per square inch, as far as the air is concerned.
Did you have to look that up, or did you know?
I actually knew.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I actually knew. This has created a storm all week, only because it's the Patriots, and they've been caught before as far as Videogate was concerned. And now people are saying that they were cheating. So the reality is, yes, someone was cheating. Now, Bill Belichick came out on Tuesday, Wednesday, had a press conference. He sounded actually pretty believable, believe it or not. Tom Brady came out that evening and had a press conference. He didn't sound as believable.
Right.
And I have to believe that if 11 of the 12 footballs, and only your side of the footballs, were inflated incorrectly, that somebody was doing something. Tom Brady's saying, I had nothing to do with it. Someone asked him the question, do you cheat the game? Would you cheat the game or something like that?
Is Tom Brady a cheater?
Right, and he goes, I don't think so. That was his response. So that's one thing that kind of made my eyebrow go up. The next thing was, I have no idea. I can't tell the difference between the balls. But then he turns around and says, my perfect ball is 12.5 pounds PSI. How is that possible? You can't have it both ways, Tom. So it just didn't seem right. It didn't feel right. I'm not calling the man a liar, but I am calling him a liar.
I was about to say, oh, yes, you are.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
not,
yes, you
but
are.
I am. Because if the Colts balls were never underinflated, none of them, and 11 or 12 of yours, come on. And the only thing I'm going to say about Belichick, he came out again yesterday, but the only thing I'm going to say about him was he said he never touches the footballs, yet for game balls, he said. Yet he said that during the week, he massages and makes the balls all kind of hard and messed up as possible so that they can work with him in the week because it'll help them game time. Makes me a little bit, it just makes me worry just a little bit about whether or not he's telling the truth, just that piece. Yesterday he comes out, basically says, we went through all these tests and theories and brought these scientists in and all this other stuff, and if you put the air in the ball in this room and then you take it outside, it's going to drop PSI. Well, wait a minute, Bill. How come the Indianapolis Colts balls didn't drop PSI when they went outside? So I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are about it.
Well, okay, so to me, it's clear that somebody did something, right? I'm not sure if Belichick. All right, let me try to compare it to maybe the Goodell thing, maybe the videotape with Ray Rice. Something's going on over there. I don't even. It's plenty of times you can go, something shaky going on over there. I don't even want to know. I mean, that's a phrase that a lot of people would use in a lot of industries. Just do whatever I don't want to know. So trying to, plausible deniability, I guess. As far as Brady goes, that was probably, and I think he's a smooth guy. That was probably one of the worst performances ever. And it's crazy because, and I'm paraphrasing somebody who said this, and I can't recall who it was, but quarterbacks are coming out saying like, yeah, we through this kind of stuff all the time, former players, and usually that fraternity, they don't normally kick anybody under the bus. Everybody was kicking Brady under the bus.
Everybody.
Every single solitary person. Like, of course you know the difference. If an offensive lineman might not know the difference, I'm sure the center could tell the difference between the ball. I'm sure the quarterback and maybe some running backs, and maybe the receivers, guys who touch the ball all the time. If an offensive guard falls on the ball, he probably doesn't know the difference. Me and you probably wouldn't know, but we do know some difference if you ever thrown a football. Like, oh, this football is this is a real hard ball. I couldn't tell you what PSI it was, but I could tell you that
it's different.
And I could tell you it's overinflated or underinflated, or oh, this is a nice ball. Even with a basketball, you can say
that's prime example for me.
Right. So a basketball that's really hard. First, you can hear it. You can hear it when it bounces, and then depending on the grip you can get on it. And so people who deal with this kind of stuff every single day, I can absolutely tell you right now, if somebody brought a basketball in, yeah, this ball's good and this ball's not.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And that's today.
We do it.
Right.
You think about basketball players before every game, they want to touch the ball and get a feel for
Everybody
it.
wants to touch the ball and see what it is. All right. Coming up next, we getting there yet?
We're close.
More NFL?
We have just a little bit to finish this up.
More NFL coming up next. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Get buttery.
I have no idea what we're starting with.
I think we should have everybody here one day. Free for all. No commercials.
That would be the
through.
day I take off.
You know what?
That would be the day I take
You
off.
deserve yet another day off, Mo. Dude, if you're a great orator and you could memorize your statement, and fine. If you can't, you can't. I just need the fact. What did I say when you called me earlier this week? You had a problem. What did I say? Lower your expectations.
Lower my expectations.
That's all you got.
What you said. Listen, we're going to disagree on that, and that's fine. We just have different philosophies. And somebody agrees with you. I got a tweet that said, to let that man read his... A tweet.
What? Somebody tweeted you?
The in full disclosure.
1 minute. 1 minute after the hour, we're back to the Full Disclosure Show. Again, please stay tuned from 12 to 1. Fully disclosed as Mr. Breeze DBL is going to put it down with the latest hip-hop, R&B, and club classics. Before we went, yes.
Pressure's on, Breeze. I think he's going to hang around for that 12 o'clock hour. Pressure's on there. It's the equivalent of like, I don't know, Mike Lupica listening to the show right now. So you got a superstar DJ that's listening to the show right now. You over there, you better have your A game up today. Don't embarrass me, son.
Steve is fine. I'm not even worried about it.
You're not worried?
Oh,
you got your money on Breeze over here?
Hey, man, all I do is just engineer, man. That's all I do.
Nah. Don't try to downplay it now.
I ain't no DJ.
Nah. No, sir.
All right, before we went into the break, we were talking about this deflate gate with the New England Patriots. The last thing I'm going to say about it is this. I don't know if they cheated. Looks like someone cheated. Probably not going to ever find out unless one of these ball boys come out and say, Tom Brady told me to do it, and that's why I did it, which is what I believe happened, but that's not going to happen.
Right, there's so many ways you get around that, right? So if the ball boy inflates the ball, gives me the ball, just say in practice.
Right.
And the ball's inflated, and I'm going, just take a little more air out of this ball. And then I go, whatever this is, I like this ball. Now I could get up there and say, I didn't tell him to do this today, but if I said, this is my favorite ball right here. And then the ball boy obviously wants to be in good graces with the quarterback and the team. He's going to go, I know Tom likes the ball like this. So Tom can say, no, I didn't tell him to do anything.
Right.
I just said in practice one day, I really like this ball.
Right.
If he took it upon himself to do that.
And you don't even make that statement about the in practice. You don't even make that statement.
Right.
You don't have to, at the end of the day. So we're going to see how it goes. It would have been interesting to see if it came out that Brady did it and to see what the NFL was going to do. Did they suspend him for the Super Bowl?
No.
That would be interesting to see if, we won't see it, but that would have been interesting. And I don't think they would have just because of the fact that that's America's game at that point, right? They make so much money off the Super Bowl. I mean, they make tons of money. The advertisements that come, people set up all of these different commercials around the Super Bowl. There's no way they were going to suspend him.
$3 million for 30 seconds.
Exactly. Wow, it's $3 million now. I remember when it was $1 million. It's $3 million now.
I think it was $3 million last year. I'm not even sure what it is.
Wow, it's crazy. So we're going to see. I mean, obviously the Super Bowl now is going to be New England versus the Seattle Seahawks, and we're going to get into that next week. But it should be an interesting game.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing about this whole Deflategate thing too.
Yep.
To me, this is more in the NFL than anybody else. Why wouldn't the NFL just have an NFL official there who just supplies the balls? Hey, I got a guy here who's in charge of, and I bet we'll see it next year.
Well, you better.
Right, there's a guy, and it's the same thing even with in a bunch of sports with the clock management.
Yes.
With all this stuff. Just have NFL personnel there that isn't biased.
Right.
They just work for the NFL. They don't work for individual teams. So they're going to come in and do the right thing. And if there's a mistake, you're not going to look at it like it was intentional or there could be anything that was intentional about it. So,
right. It's the weirdest thing. It's not something that it's not something that you would think about as to whether or not the NFL is going to have these guys, their officials, at these games. It was just automatic to me. I would never assume that the teams will have an opportunity to touch the balls ever. Yeah. I would never assume that. Right. I would never assume that the scorekeepers at these games wouldn't be NFL players. Right. I mean NFL officials. It would never ever cross my mind for that would be the case ever. Right. I would just assume that it's what it is, but it just kind of tells me they still kind of run things like mom and pop.
Right.
In a certain way. Which is sad for a multi-million-dollar, billion dollar business that they still have these kind of issues. So.
I think we'll see the change. I think the competition committee overall does a pretty good job. And who thought about this? So that's why I'm not. Right. I'm saying it's their fault, but who really? I never heard about under.
Tom Brady thought about it. That's who thought about it. He thought about it. He likes a softer ball.
Right. A lot of times you don't find out about these things until somebody breaks the law.
Right.
Like it's if you look at the bylaws, and I pulled it up online. Mm-hmm. that thing, if you printed it out, probably it'd be 800 pages.
Right.
Who
Right.
knows? Who knows until your fraction comes? Once you take all the big stuff away, there's little small stuff like we know about the length of your socks.
Right.
And
Right.
who would know that until somebody
somebody
Right.
breaks the rule. Well, we're gonna see. Obviously, next week, New England, or this week, New England's gonna take a lot of heat from the media. They're gonna have to deal with that question pretty much, probably until at least Wednesday, Thursday. Definitely tomorrow and Tuesday, it's just gonna be out of control.
Well, Belichick tried to dead it.
He did try to dead it yesterday. He may not talk about it, but I promise you, they're gonna be.
Brady will be next to dead it, and then who else you gonna talk to about it?
You're gonna bother people. Somebody. They're gonna try and find these ball boys.
They're not our media day.
You know what? This is what I heard, and I know we're gonna move along from this, but I heard Mike Francesa say that what's gonna happen is they're gonna bring these ball boys in a room and say that they basically broke some sort of federal law, messing with the game, the competition of a game, and put the pressure on them and say, "You better tell me, otherwise you're looking at some jail time."
Yeah, but I gave you the answer already.
What?
I mean, if I'm Brady, this is what I'm saying. If I'm the ball boy,
Right. The ball boy says Tom Brady told me to do it.
he didn't tell me to do it.
Right, but
I just know that's the way he likes the ball.
What if he did tell him to do that?
I
Is he-
just
are
know
you gonna
that's
lie?
my answer.
Right, I know, but that's you as a grown man. But you're a
First off,
15-year-old. You gonna lie?
I bet you Brady didn't tell him.
Oh, he absolutely did.
No.
Come on, so he absolutely told them.
I bet you he said this is the way I like the ball.
Listen, I'm not-
It's semantics, but I bet you he didn't say get this ball down to 12.7 psi or 11.7 or whatever they found out it was. I bet you didn't say that. I bet you some point in practice he said, whatever this ball is, this the way I like the ball. I bet you that's what he said. If he's smart, that's what he said.
Some 15-year-old guy wouldn't know about PSI.
We can't hear you. You don't have a mic in front of you yet. You don't have a mic in front of you yet, so we don't hear. We got a guest in the building. We're gonna bring him on after the break.
Yeah, I get to go on vacation after this.
I'm not
Early
necessarily
dismissal for
happy
me.
about
I'll let
that, but
you
we'll
do-
bring him on.
Let you guys argue up here today.
All right, let's get into a little NBA really quickly. I know you've been dying to get into it. Let's talk about this rash of injuries that's going on through the NBA right now. LaMarcus Aldridge, dislocated hand, whatever it is he did with his
Ligament
thumb,
damage.
ligaments. Said he wasn't going to play. He was going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Turned around and played last night, had 25. You know I'm not the biggest LaMarcus Aldridge guy. Give him 10,000 points of credit.
What?
10,000 points for making sure that team does not fall out of playoff position. And he had to think about it because had he been gone for 6 to 8 weeks, they might not make the playoffs, in all honesty.
He's that good?
For that team, he's that good. Yes, absolutely. Listen, I never said he wasn't a good player,
Okay, I just asking.
but he's the best player on that team, essentially, and he needs to be there in order for him to win.
He's better than Lillard.
He's the best player on that team. So he needs to be there in order for them to win. They're not winning just with Damian Lillard by themselves.
Okay, I don't doubt that, but I'm not sure he's the best player on the team. But okay,
All right, so that's one guy who's hurt. Brandon Jennings, I believe he tore his Achilles. He falls last night on a freak play. He kind of was guarding Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight kind of pushed him to get open, and he pushed his foot back and did something to his leg. They had to carry him off. Coach and GM Stan Van Gundy said he's probably going to be out a long time, which is sad for that Detroit team because they had made some strides after getting rid of Josh Smith, and then Brandon Jennings himself had been coming along, as a player.
he was actually emerging as the leader. on the
Yes,
team.
he absolutely was. So it's kind of sad for him. I'm not necessarily the biggest Brandon Jennings fan. He's just he's a point guard in the NBA at this particular point to me, but he is a solid player.
No doubt.
Kobe Bryant. How much time do we have, Breeze? We have 7 minutes.
That's
All right.
enough. I'm not gonna say much about him.
Kobe Bryant tore his rotator cuff.
Doing what?
I don't know how he tore it, actually. Was it dunking?
Some reports was dunking. So before you finish, this is what I was
I
gonna
ain't
tell you.
say nothing.
No. Just right there, and then you can finish. I just
Okay.
wanted to interject real quick.
It's okay.
Give it in full disclosure story. So I called Mo during the week and told him, I said, I'm going to work out and I'm going to try to dunk this spring. Right? I called you, right?
Yes, you did.
And I asked Mo, first I was trying to figure out, we're about the same height, so I was trying to figure out if I should be embarrassed. Now, I haven't tried to dunk a basketball in years, so I don't know if I can or can't.
Right.
I would imagine I couldn't, or it would take everything I got to do it.
Right.
So I asked you, you said probably, and we had some discussion about it. I said, all right, well, I'm working out, so by sometime in the spring, I'm going to go out and just try to dunk a basketball for the last time.
And what did I say to you? Why?
No. You said you probably be able to do it, and
Right,
I said,
but then I ask you, why would you want to?
well, I just want to know for whatever reason I want to do it. But I said if I miss, this could be tragic because my back will be jacked up. Depends on how I miss.
Right.
Like if I get stuck on the rim or something, forget it. So then Mo says to me, well, now you would just try again. And I said, nah, I'll be done. We getting too old for this. And then you finally said, yeah, don't do it. Don't try it.
Right.
And then that night or whatever, Kobe goes out and dunks and rips up his rotator cuff. And I got Kobe by
some
5,
years.
6, I don't know, whatever.
Some years.
So yeah, the dunking thing's off the table now.
Good. Glad to hear that. So he tears his rotator cuff, and obviously the speculation now is, have we seen the last of Kobe Bryant? He went on to finish that game with one arm, by the way. And I have something special for you a little bit later I'm going to ask you a question about. But I guess my question to you is, and we know that you've been killing Kobe all season.
The only one, right?
Only one who's been killing him all season. Right. My question to you is, have we seen the last of Kobe Bryant?
No, he'll come back. He'll definitely try to come. Can't imagine that he wants to go out like that. I can't imagine he wants to. I can't imagine that he's gonna walk off like that.
So, I think we've had this discussion about someone else before. I don't understand that concept of that theory of I can't imagine why somebody would want to go out like that. Like, if you're hurt, you're hurt. You're done. You're done. I mean,
yeah, but most players want to leave on their own terms.
Which means what? That he's going to be 38 and he's still able to run up and down the court. So what?
Listen, that's what he wants to do. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying he's probably not going to want to go out like that.
I think we've seen the last of him.
You don't think he's coming back?
No.
First off,
I don't think he's coming back. And I think he's going to be kind of, I don't want to use the word told, but basically persuaded not to come back.
By who?
Management there.
The same people who gave him $48 million at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I would have told him not to, well, I wouldn't have said don't come back, but not for $48 million.
Not for $48 million?
2 years, $48 million? I told you he's grossly overpaid.
What they will do is they'll still give him some money out of that. So it's not like he's not going to get paid. They'll buy him out or whatever it is they'll do. It's insurance anyway at the end of the day. I mean, it's not like the money's going to come out of Lakers organization pockets. So it's insurance money.
All right, let me ask you a question now. How off did I sound when I told you that I could find 20 dudes to do what Kobe's doing? How off was I?
You were off because I still don't believe you could have found 20 dudes to do it. We went through this
to
list.
do what he did. Well, first off, I said this year, so his year's over. So I got dudes who gonna finish the year.
You can't factor in.
Of course you can.
You can't factor in a guy getting hurt.
Well, all right. Full disclosure, we had started this conversation based on ESPN's rankings,
right?
And in the ESPN ranking, they ranked Derrick Rose and they ranked him lower than what you would think, and they explained that they ranked him lower because of his injury history, not because of his talent, because of his injury history. So they believe that they have to see that he could play a full season without getting hurt again because the last 2 seasons he was hurt. Similar to Kobe being hurt, it wasn't the span of 2 seasons, 2 entire seasons, but it was a season and some change.
Right.
And so that's why they had him ranked so low with his age, with everything else. And I said, well, I thought 40 was kind of harsh, but 20 didn't seem like crazy to me. You guys saw I was nuts. Like everybody was acting like, oh, Kobe's a top 10 player. Like how long are we going to say he's a top 10 player? When he comes back next year, if they rank him 40 next year, what would you say? They're disrespecting him again?
I don't know. I have to see who's ahead of him. But at the end of the day, I was going on the assumption he was not going to get hurt. Like I'm not factoring that in that the guy is going to get hurt.
If he,
I'm not factoring that in.
So let's put it this way. Let's just project out what he did all the way up to the day before he got hurt.
Right.
And let's just say that was going to be the 82 game. Mm-hmm. He would have been top 20? He wouldn't have been top 20.
I don't know. I have to look at it.
He wouldn't have been. At 37% from the floor, now he's missing every other game. He's not a top 20 player. So I wasn't crazy when I said that or trying to be disrespectful because you think I'm a Kobe hater. I'm not a Kobe hater. I'm just a realist.
I'm not the biggest Kobe guy at all. As most people will tell you. And I've had to sit here and kind of defend Kobe over these last few weeks because you've been just knocking him.
Why? You should have been on my side.
Nah, because...
Wait, was I right?
I'm not going to say that you were right. And I'm not going to necessarily say you're wrong either.
Pick a side, man.
I can't.
Stop waffling.
I'm waffling. I think I'm going to waffle in the middle of this.
Where could I have been wrong?
Because he was still very productive.
I didn't say he wouldn't be productive. I said he wasn't a top 20 player. He's not better than Jimmy Butler this year. He's not better than Klay Thompson this year. You want me to keep? I'm like, I can give you.
But we went through that list we went through your list. We got to about 17ish, and I started to stop. Like, yeah, all right, yeah, that person no, this person no, person.
Who's Kobe
no.
better than?
He's better than a lot of people. He's better than
Okay.
Wesley Matthews. We'll start there. He's a starting shooting guard in this NBA right now.
I don't know.
Exactly, but no, he is.
No, I don't know if he's better than him. I don't know if he's better than him. Wesley Matthews is gonna play every day. Kobe can't play every day. Let's factor that in. He couldn't play every day.
I promise you, if Kobe were on a team that were winning, Kobe would be playing every day.
Oh, also that's what it is.
Well,
man.
I think it matters.
Okay, all right.
I think it matters because he would have less to do. His responsibility, the load of his responsibility wouldn't be the same.
Thus, his production would go down, right?
No, I don't necessarily believe that. I think he'd be more efficient.
He's never been efficient. Even when he was at the top of his game, he's not an efficient player.
I didn't say
Why
he was.
did we think he would be efficient?
I didn't say he was going to be efficient. I said he'd be more efficient, which means he'd be back to wherever it was he was, or maybe a point off.
So he'd be at 44% instead of 37%?
Exactly. I think he'd be
No,
43, 44%,
No, he
which for a shooting guard is not terrible. If I could sit here and go through that list, you ain't going to find but maybe 6 or 7 guys over that.
Is 37% terrible?
Yes, it's not great. It's
Okay,
bad.
so yeah, 20 people were having better seasons than
But
him.
I also give him more credit than you do because of the fact that he has to shoulder the load out in L.A.
AR, man, I keep hitting you out there. I hit you on Twitter and all that. Another one of Mo boys. Call me up when it's going good. Then when this boy goes out, I ain't hear nothing from him. We'll see, though. He's
he had a
texting
message
right now.
for you. He sent me a long message to respond back to you when you told me that the other day. He sent me a text. I can't remember. He said you didn't get back to him because he reached out to you for something.
Yeah, whatever. He's got my number. Whatever. All right, coming up next, introduce the guest here. I guess there's some real quick. He told me not to tell you that he was coming, so it must be something brewing up his sleeve. So I'm going to step back off these microphones and let you guys go. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
21 minutes after the hour, back to the In Full Disclosure Show. Again, please stay tuned from 12 to 1. Fully disclosed that Mr. Breeze DBL is going to put it down with the latest hip-hop, R&B, and club classics. All right, to my left, we have a special guest in the building. He's one of my favorite people in the world. I'm not going to lie about it. I love this guy to death. I've known him pretty much most of my life. My boy Saad's here in the building today. Big-time Patriot fan. He's come in today, I guess, to gloat a little bit about the New England Patriots going back to the Super Bowl. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Definitely, I would say it's good to have you here, but I already know this is going to go left pretty much. You might want to come over this way so we can get you some camera time so that people can see you.
Oh, definitely. I need to be on camera like that.
Listen, we want people to see you. So how do you feel about your New England Patriots getting to the Super Bowl again this year?
I'm not shocked. That's what we do.
That's what y'all do?
Yeah, definitely.
Let me jump in right now.
Okay, by all means.
All season texted me. Time to sit Tom. Tom got to go. Brady got to go. Put Garoppolo in. Take Brady out the game. Take Brady out. I'm texting them every week they win. Still want to take Tom out? Yeah, put Garoppolo in. Garoppolo got y'all in the Super Bowl this year?
No, he didn't.
Okay, so you made a mistake.
Belichick did.
No, I'm saying, would Garoppolo have gotten you in the Super Bowl?
Probably.
Oh, stop. All right.
You need to stop.
Probably.
I hope his mic is low. I really do.
Probably. and I'm diehard Tom Michigan guy. But I'm a win out here. We need to win out here. If it ain't happening, let's make something else. Let's change the system then.
So you want Garoppolo over Tom? How about this? I can give you. Let's say Tom gets suspended for Deflategate. You good?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh, stop.
I'm fine with that.
Stop.
That would get
Don't lie to
ugly.
America. Stop.
That would get ugly. Quick.
I'm fine with that.
Stop.
Bro,
No,
Belichick know how to win.
No, we agree.
Belichick
He absolutely
know how to
knows how
win.
to win, but you needed Tom Brady. And I'm
I'm
not
not
Tom
saying we
Brady
don't
guy.
need him. All I'm saying is Belichick need
earlier this
Belichick know how to
year,
win.
Do you remember Belichick in Cleveland? Do you remember when he was 5-11 over there?
Yes, I do.
Well, he wasn't that
I
great
actually
coach then, right?
I actually used to be a Cleveland fan.
Was he a great coach?
He was all right.
When he was 5-11, so he happened to get to New England. He happened to get Brady, and he happened to become this great mind, right?
Yeah, shame on y'all. Shame on you guys. Bro.
Well, no. I'm with you. I think he's the greatest football coach I've ever seen. I know he's not going to like that.
No. I'm just saying, but why wasn't he great in Cleveland?
He was just learning.
Oh, so he got
got
great in
Oh,
3
so when you
years?
come in, you just start off great.
Well, first off, he's been in the league. He was with the Giants. As
Yeah,
an
he was the
assistant,
defensive coordinator.
Right? So
He was a
he's been
defensive
in the
coordinator.
league. Let's not act like he just walked into the league.
Right, but now that you in the limelight and they put you ahead of everybody, you still have to learn.
As soon as he started winning, that's when he became great, and he became great. It just so happened to coincide when Brady became the quarterback. That's just
No, slow down. Don't be disrespectful to Drew. Let's not be disrespectful to Bledsoe.
Okay.
He was winning with Bledsoe. It's not like he was 4-11. Yeah. Almost slipped up. Yeah, almost slipped up.
This is a family show.
It wasn't like he was 4-12 over there.
We're not talking on the phone side.
Yeah, absolutely right. I almost slipped up. Sorry about that. The mouth can get a little loose.
Hey, listen, man, we need to get a 7-second delay on this show.
So, but let's be very clear. He started winning when they started cheating, right? Let's be honest about this. We got it. Listen, Videogate, they did cheat.
Wow.
They were fined for it. And Bill Belichick even said himself, even in his press conference the other day, it was 80,000 people there watching him. Yeah, we videotaped it. So he actually admitted that they did videotape and it was cheating. It was against the rules. So let's not act like he didn't cheat. And on top of that, let's remember, they haven't won anything since. They haven't won anything. They've been back to the Super Bowl twice and got beat twice. And on top of that, all the Super Bowls that they did win, they won by 3 points late off a field goal. Let's be very honest. So maybe they did get an edge somewhere.
So you have to
Listen.
blow somebody out to win the Super Bowl?
That's not what I'm saying to you.
So
It's
you
just-
wouldn't win the Super Bowl? You wouldn't be happy winning the Super Bowl 3-2?
Saad,
You
that's
wouldn't
not-
take the ring?
Saad, that's not what I'm saying to you.
No,
What I'm saying to you is,
when you said you guys only won by 3 points, you throw out the score. Who cares about the score?
well, the score matters because they got caught cheating. So if they got caught cheating, it means that maybe they saw something that they may not have known that helped them get that 3-point win, is the point. It just brings it the cloud of suspicion is there. So now here they are again, back to the Super Bowl again, and now it looks like they're cheating with the footballs, where they're making the football softer to catch, right? Easier to throw for Brady and softer to catch for the players. So again, the cloud of suspicion is there again.
There is no cloud.
Oh, it's no. There's absolutely
no
a cloud. There's absolutely
can I say
a cloud
this?
of suspicion. Sure.
How about the referees picking up the ball when
Yeah,
they spot
listen.
these balls every time after time after time? The referees. So you trying to tell me the referees could not feel this ball when you picked it up?
Listen.
And they had to thoroughly wipe these balls off with the towel.
But okay, so
I'll let you get that
I'm
one.
gonna. Let me see how I'm gonna say this. Let me just ask a couple of questions, just yes or no. All right. Do you think they did something illegal?
No.
So are you really saying that with a straight face?
Yes, I
So
am.
you think that the ball was underinflated, and the rules say it could be between what is it, 12,
12 and 14.
13 and
Yeah,
12 or whatever?
yeah.
Your footballs came in at 11.5, and they just happened to get to 11.5 by what?
Have no idea. I couldn't even answer that.
Well, you're not on trial, so
Right.
just answer the question.
Speculation.
You're not on trial.
That's
you
why I
talking
said
to
I
me-
can't-
You
right,
talking to me
exactly.
like I'm cross-examining you.
No, not at all. Not at all. You asked me a question. I said I couldn't even answer that. So no, I don't
Okay,
know.
What do you think happened?
I don't think anything happened.
So you just think it just so happened to be 11.5, and there was nothing that
Media's
anybody
looking
did in
for
your
a story.
organization.
That's all.
Wait, they were 11.5. So how you think they got to be 11.5? If you had to guess, well, how you think they got to 11.5?
I couldn't even guess that. I couldn't even guess
You
it.
couldn't even think about guessing that?
No, not
you
at all.
couldn't. Or
No.
you won't.
No, I couldn't.
No, well, how about you try right now?
How could I try?
Why
that
do
means
you
you had to
think the
walk
ball
around
would
with
be
a scale. Somebody needed the scale. Somebody needed something to weigh all the stuff out, bro.
Well, maybe can you explain to me why none of Indianapolis Colts footballs were underweight? And 11 of 12 for New England Patriots are underweight. Can you explain that to me?
Isn't that sad how people
No,
really...
it's a question.
No.
Don't go off the deep end.
that's
It's a
right,
question.
that's
Can
right,
you
right,
explain
right.
that to me?
Right.
No, I can't.
Okay, all right. We don't need to go any further.
No. What I was saying is how
You know
can
what? We need to get more cameras that show different angles, because that camera can't see the faces he's making
Absolutely.
right now. He's turning around, making
So in other words,
that
y'all just sitting here calling me a liar.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I can say
Wow.
that to you. Yes.
Wow. Because I'm answering the honest question.
You're
I'm a
not
liar.
answering the question. That's the point.
Oh,
How
it's
am I not answering the question?
You're
It's-
dodging
wait.
it as much as you can.
It's an honest question. It's just not an honest answer. You know that
I answered
something
the
was
questions to the best of my knowledge and my ability.
done. Oh, you sound like Belichick now. Really?
Wow.
Die-hard Patriot
So-
fan over here.
So
though.
somebody picked up that ball and noticed.
Yes. They did.
Actually,
Somebody
it was
did
a
notice.
right. It was a linebacker. They
He said
saying that,
he didn't do it, but
Well, I'm trying to figure out. Well, how does the referee pick this ball up time after time and wipe the ball off thoroughly in the rain and didn't notice that the ball was deflated?
I wouldn't expect the referee to even notice it,
Why not?
because the referee's not throwing it, for one, and two, they're just picking it up and moving it from place to place and trying to do it while the clock is moving. Their mind is not on, is this ball heavy enough?
Wow. So I'm glad you said that.
Their
So when
mind is
that
not
guy
on that.
caught that interception, he noticed.
He
ooh,
said he
I
didn't
know-
say it. He said he didn't say
Right,
it.
he said he
So
didn't say
somebody
it, but
made
his
the
name but his name just
Okay,
popped
so
up.
I'm gonna go by what the guy who told me, who said he didn't say it, as opposed to some report that somebody said.
Well,
he
Tom
said
Brady said he didn't do it either.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean nothing, though.
No. Tom Brady had to be the one to do it, and he may not have physically put the hole in and pulled the air out, but he told somebody to do it.
Tom said he didn't.
Okay, he told somebody to do it. Did you see
Tom
his press
said he didn't
conference?
do it. Yeah, I definitely did.
Did he look comfortable to you?
He looked a little irritated about them guys
he
asking him a
looked
question.
irritated. Okay. All right, so let's move on.
Yo, you lie to anybody,
let's
won't
move
you?
on.
You straight lying.
Let's-
This guy asked me a question, I sat here and answered, and that makes me a liar.
Let's
I said the
move
guy
on.
looked irritated.
We got some
my
NBA.
so that
to
means he
get
wasn't
to.
comfortable, right?
Okay, listen. New England's in the Super Bowl. There's, in my
Again.
opinion, there's a cloud.
And
Again.
first of all, let me be very clear about this. I know you're gonna ask me for a pick, and I'm gonna give you
Yeah, next week, not today.
okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm feeling right now.
Okay, sure.
It's not even close. New England destroys these dudes. It's not even close.
Okay, I'm not even.
I'm good plus 10 on that.
Wow.
And these guys hurt
We
over
might
there.
have to put some food on that. If you're gonna give me 10, I'll absolutely take the 10 on that.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna give you 10. I would give it to you straight up though.
Well, yeah. At that point, I don't really care. All right, let's get into some NBA. We'll get back to the NBA. The other night, Klay Thompson had a night for the ages. or a quarter for the ages. He had 37. This is the shooting guard for the Golden State Warriors. He had 37.
Best two guard in the game right now?
He might be.
Okay.
He might be. 37 in third quarter alone. And I don't know, did you guys get a chance to see the highlights for that?
Yeah.
On 13 shots.
13 for 13?
13 for 13.
9 for 9 from the free throw line?
Something crazy.
It didn't matter where he shot that ball from. There was one point where he got fouled, and he shot it 10 feet behind the three-point line, and that dropped.
Yeah, he was real comfortable. He was definitely comfortable.
The one in the corner, he hit one in front of the who are they playing again?
They played Sacramento.
In front of Sacramento bench. He barely had that ball in his hands.
And let it go.
And it was all, I mean, it was hitting all bottom, too. Like, that was the funny thing.
He had one shot that bounced around.
Right. That bounced up, he got a great bounce for it.
Everything else was wet.
Yeah. It's one of the most remarkable performances I've ever seen in a quarter. Isaiah Thomas probably has the best quarter I think I can remember.
On
the bad ankle.
Right.
That and that was in the playoffs, if I remember correctly.
It was.
He had an incredible performance. I remember watching that game.
That was in the finals, I think.
It was probably the finals. He had an
quarter
incredible
in the finals.
Yeah, it was a great performance. But Klay Thompson absolutely had a great night the other night.
So I've been touting him as the best two guard in the league.
For quite a while.
Right. And James Harden might be a better scorer. I don't know.
A lot better.
I don't think it's a ton better.
A lot better.
But he may be a better scorer than him. But better player all around. James Harden's not trying to see him on the other side of the ball at all. So
Klay doesn't want to guard him as well.
No. I'm saying as a defensive player in general. Great players don't want to guard great players anyway, so I get it. Great scorers don't want to guard great scorers because they're going to give it.
Kobe will.
What Kobe? Not this Kobe.
I said Kobe will.
Would have?
No, Kobe still will. Even if he get jumped on, that's just Kobe's pride. Kobe would always guard the best player.
Not this year. Did you watch any game this year?
Not this year.
Any game. Any game.
This year the guy
Kobe he wasn't hurt until a couple days ago. Kobe wasn't trying to guard the best player on the other team this year. He wasn't.
Even in Kobe heyday, Kobe was always guarding the best player.
Well, Klay guards the best player every day, every night.
Who?
You can't say that. Klay guards the best player every night.
He's young. He's going to do that.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Right now, Klay is easily – it's between him and Jimmy Butler being the best defensive two guards in the league. And I clearly think Klay's a better offensive player than Jimmy Butler. So if I combine both sides of the ball, it's not even a conversation to me about Klay being the best player.
Klay averages what?
Klay and Jimmy might average.
They're about 21 a game.
Yeah, they might average about the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. I've been touting them for the
You've
entire year.
Absolutely been riding that boat for sure.
Right.
All year long, you've been Klay Thompson. So NBA All-Star starters came out this week. I want to know if you guys have any issues with it. Let's start with the West.
Yep, Kobe.
Okay, could I please skip down?
Oh, my bad.
Starters: Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol, Blake Griffin.
I got a problem with Blake. I have a problem with Blake.
I really don't know, and I'm not sure. I haven't looked up the stats, and maybe you know this because you're a Blake guy. Is Blake having a better year than the kid in Portland?
LaMarcus Aldridge?
Yeah.
They're close.
Right, so I don't know if he's having a better year than him.
It's close.
And Portland's having a better year than the Clippers are, so I might have went with Aldridge over Blake.
It's close. Yeah. The numbers are fairly close.
But other than that, outside of Kobe being on there, and you know what, I might have put Harden on that team. You know, I'm a Klay guy. I think Klay's better than him. I might have put Harden on that team as being the league's leading scorer or whatever. Maybe that's something.
You might have, as opposed to Kobe. Like, to me, it's no conversation.
No. I'm saying as opposed to Klay, because I just said I think Klay's a better player. So I probably would have put Harden as a starter.
No. But what I'm saying is Klay is not even on this list. So let's take him out of that. It was Steph Curry and Kobe as the guards.
Right. I'm saying I'm absolutely taking Kobe off.
Right.
And I'm probably putting Harden on over Klay. That's what
probably.
I'm saying.
Like, that's what I'm saying to you. It shouldn't even be a conversation.
Oh, no, I'm saying probably.
It shouldn't even be a conversation.
Okay. I said I'm taking him. It's closer to me than it is to you. What's wrong with that?
One guy is probably going to win the MVP of the league.
Well, the other starting guard over there?
No.
Steph Curry?
No. And that's we have that on the list. No, we have that on the list. Curry or Harden as MVP.
Stop what?
So yeah, you're out of your mind.
Stop what?
Yeah.
Stop what?
Stop it.
Stop
Okay,
what?
let's not go there.
Harden's wilding.
Let's stay where we are. So Kobe Bryant, we agree, is a unanimous kick him out. Agree, right? He shouldn't be in the start.
Use my foot.
Okay. Blake Griffin's the next guy or Anthony Davis?
Blake.
Blake.
Anthony Davis. What Blake? Yes.
It's not even close. Stop.
Okay, I'm asking.
Blake.
And you guys would rather have LaMarcus Aldridge there?
Oh, definitely.
I'm not gonna say definitely, but I'm saying there's a conversation about that.
No votes for Kevin Durant?
I think he missed too much.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's
I
the
think
only
he
thing,
missed too
Jay.
much.
Okay, all right, that's fair. All right, let's get to the East real quick.
How many minutes? We're close. All right.
We at 1 minute? All right, at least we'll get the list out. LeBron James, John Wall, Kyle Lowry, Carmelo Anthony, Pau Gasol.
Bye-bye, Melo.
Who are you putting in for Carmelo Anthony?
I think about that, but right off the top of the head, bye-bye, Melo.
You can't say bye-bye Melo. You don't have nobody to automatically slip in the spot. You want to put in there Paul Millsap? Al Horford? I mean, who do you want to put there?
Bye-bye, Melo.
Why?
Melo, you know what I mean? I don't even actually see him as being a fan favorite. I think they did that because it's only in New York. That's the only reason.
You got to be kidding.
Well, that's the wrong term to use, fan favorite, because the fans voted. So he's clearly a favorite of them. The East doesn't have a lot of stars, I guess.
and aging stars.
Right.
Because you take out Bosh and you take out Dwayne Wade.
Right.
They have aging stars.
All right, we're going to tackle this in 3 minutes. We'll be right back. You know they cheated. And I ain't mad at him.
She a Colts fan.
Forty minutes after the hour, back to the In Full Disclosure show. Again, please stay tuned from 12 to 1. Fully Disclosed. It's on its way. Breeze is going to put it down. Shouts to our boy Avatar Light, Aviator Life out there. He's definitely listening today. We really, really appreciate him listening as he does every week. So definitely shouts to him. Before we went to the break, we were talking about the NBA All-Star starters that were named, and they were voted by the fans. You know, Mark Cuban made some interesting comments when he said that they need to basically take it away from the fans. And we hear this every year. It's the same thing. You know, someone always has a comment on it. You know, the Insider sent me a nice little article the other night that I read, and essentially what he was saying was the fact that Steph Curry led the league with votes at 1.5 million, that ain't no votes. He said, you think of the grand scheme of things, and people can vote 10 times or 100 times if they want, you only get 1.5. It's kind of true, which means people just don't care about voting for it at the end of the day. So he was like, we just need to just take it out of their hands. And I think I'm probably at that point. And before I was kind of against it, like, you know, a lot of fans to have their own something, their input, make them feel like they're part of the actual event. But
it just depends on how you look at it, though, right? So if it's an exhibition game for the fans, then let them see who they want to see. If it means something, though, and so much of the conversation is, oh, he's a 12-time All-Star.
Right. Well,
we
look at it, though, when we start look history-wise.
Right, historically.
Right.
So either we got to take it out of that historical context, or if you're gonna use All-Stars as giving people credit for their career, then you should let people who know be the people who vote for the All-Star. Right. If you're not going to use it, then let the fans do it.
I think the NBA, we care more about All-Star appearances than we do in NFL. I think in baseball, we care about it too, whether or not they're All-Star. But
well, see, with me in the NFL, again, I'm different. I care if you're All-Pro. I don't care if you went to the Pro Bowl.
All right.
Because dudes are going to the Pro Bowl who aren't All-Pro.
Right.
There's guys are playing in this game that aren't going to the Pro Bowl.
Because other guys couldn't go, right?
Right. So you go to the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah,
essentially, you're never going to the Pro Bowl.
Right.
But you could be All-Pro. So you want to look at All-Pro, not Pro Bowl.
All right.
And
so
even with basketball, it's the same thing. You could be All-Pro in basketball.
Right.
All-Star game doesn't mean anything.
So before we went into the break, we were asking about who will we take out of the list for the East, and Carmelo Anthony's name came up. And you know, Sai, I know you initially said you wanted him out of there. So I'm gonna run through a list of some names of some forwards that maybe we can decide, hey, we could put him in the spot. Martin Grostat from Washington, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Jonas Valanciunas, I can't pronounce his name, Valanciunas, Joakim Noah, Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Al Jefferson, Kevin Garnett, Andre Drummond. Who are we taking Carmelo out for?
If they put Al Horford in there, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Why?
That doesn't mean Al Horford is better than him, but he's having a better year right now.
Why you say that? Because his team is winning?
He's winning, and all Carmelo going to do is just score. That's what we give him. That's all he's going to do.
Carmelo does a little bit more than scoring, and Carmelo, let's not forget, carries that team. Al Horford is a piece of that team. There's a difference.
Carmelo's not carrying no team.
He absolutely can. He's the franchise guy
they're
there.
They're losing over there. So if you're losing, you're not carrying nobody.
He's the franchise guy there.
Bro,
and on top of that, the game is in New York City. How do you not have him there? You're going to have
that's the only reason why he's there.
That's not the only reason why he's there.
He's not carrying nobody.
That's not the only reason why he's there.
Dude, if you lose 14, he's part of that, he was part of that streak. So he didn't carry nobody. He didn't will his way into nothing to make nobody win.
When I say carry, I think I clarified and say he's the franchise guy. So the pressure's on him every night. There's no pressure on Al Horford or the same type of pressure on Al Horford to perform every night.
Well,
because they got 5 guys in double figures over there. 5. So there's no one guy on that Atlanta team. There's 5 guys in double figures. He's just a piece of the machine. I don't have an issue with it. Here's the one I might have an issue or I question. Kyle Lowry, where you got shocked that he was actually voted in.
Being voted in. Yeah. I mean, I don't. Is he much better than Jeff Teague this year?
He's better, but I'm not gonna say much better. And Jeff Teague he's having a real good year.
Jeff Teague should be an All-Star without question. He should be an All-Star. Wow. Over who? Who you taking over there?
You already know who I think should be an All-Star. But I don't necessarily know if he's played like it this year. Kyrie. You already know that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know what? He might be. He might wind up being.
It surprised me that he didn't get the votes to get in. That surprised me more than anything. Because if LeBron wasn't there, he would have got the votes to get in. I promise you he would have been a starting point guard if LeBron wasn't there and on a bad team.
Over John Wall, he would have started?
No, they both would have started. It's John Wall and Kyle Lowry. Yeah, I'm sorry. He would have been a starting guard. It's just weird that Kyle Lowry got the start. Happy for him.
Yeah.
Because it gives him some name recognition, because obviously we don't get a chance to hear much about him out in Toronto. They've had such a super start, but
And I actually think the numbers get tainted.
whose numbers? Kyle Lowry's?
I'm talking about the voting.
What do you think happens?
Yeah, I don't believe all the votes are correct.
We need Yao Ming back in this thing. He get $3 million by
Right.
himself over there.
Right. Tracy McGrady got a lot of votes off of that too. You know, from the whole Houston thing. Were you guys okay with Steph Curry or surprised that Steph Curry had more votes than LeBron? That said a lot to me.
I'm shocked about that.
Mildly.
Just mildly?
Mildly.
No, I'm definitely shocked about that. That's what I mean by the numbers or the votes being tainted.
I think there's some turnoff with LeBron from flip-flopping teams and stuff. Not for me. I don't. But clearly from some people out there. People have disdain for LeBron for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm stunned.
Like, who hates Steph? There's people who hate LeBron.
Probably nobody.
And again, like you mentioned, all the people I've never voted for an All-Star game.
Right, yeah, I never have it.
I mean, we'll watch every day,
Right.
but I've never sat down and said, "Oh, let me go vote for the All-Star game." That's a young generation of people, I guess. People our age not sitting around voting
Right.
for. So.
And that was part of Mark Cuban's point, was like, everybody doesn't vote, clearly.
Yeah.
You know, people that pay attention to the game, they don't vote. You know, and I don't know if he's trying to do it because he's trying to figure out how to get some of his guys on the All-Star team. Maybe he will get one guy. Maybe Monte Ellis may make it. I don't know. The one interesting thing to note, talking about Dallas, since we just brought him up, they sat Rajon Rondo in the fourth quarter the other night.
Really?
Or last night. Yes, they did. So it's going to be interesting to see what fallout comes behind that, because, you know, he's not the most agreeable guy to be around. He's kind of like our insider, just angry all the time. It seems like around. Yeah.
Shout out to Frank out
there.
there.
I threw a shot at him.
Is he listening?
I don't know if he is or not, but
You better hope not.
No, I wanted him to hear it.
No, you
Listen.
better hope not.
All right, here's the question. So you weren't here for this in pre-production.
Yeah,
Better-
people got to stop showing up. Like, pre-production is a part of the job. So don't just come when it's showtime. Don't come when the lights come on. When we over here grinding early, I'm gonna need you here during that early grind. You can't just show up when the cameras come on.
I'm like my man over here, Mr. Mo. All style, no substance.
Wow.
So the insider is listening. I'm not even entertain that.
Wow.
So the insider is listening. He says, "Sigh funny as hell," and then he got at me saying, "Carrying a team with the worst record in the league." So he agreed with you with the whole Carmelo thing. And then he did hear my comment, and I'm gonna pass the picture around so that you guys could see what he sent me, because I can't say it on the air. But let's just say he gave me not the pointer finger; he gave me a different finger to take a look at.
Whoa,
So-
whoa.
He
So-
told you to read between the lines. That's what he told you to do.
basically.
All right.
Does that shirt stand for Michigan or Mo?
So definitely shouts to him for listening today, as usual. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and we talked about it in pre-production, was, did you see the Kobe play where he shot the ball left-handed to turn
Right.
around?
And
All
he
right.
shot it twice
Right.
with his left hand.
The more spectacular play. Kobe Bryant using a turnaround with the left hand with someone trying to block it and looked extremely comfortable. Or Steph Curry's behind the back pass, no look, to the guy trailing behind him on the break. Which one was the more spectacular play?
Spectacular?
Yes.
Oh,
or more impressive, spectacular, however you want to look at it.
Kobe.
The Kobe play was spectacular. What was spectacular about that?
How many people going to shoot a turnaround with their left hand, knowing that they can barely make a left hand layup? It's a lot of pros that can barely make a left hand layup, not dunk.
Both of y'all
ball
from the same
left-handed.
town, right? All right. Wait. If you want to say what's the more skilled play, maybe I'll give you the Kobe. There's nothing spectacular about that.
That's not true.
Where I was just like, oh my God, I got to see this 50 times. You want to look at that 50 times?
I didn't want to look at either one of them 50 times, but I just know.
That doesn't wait. If you want to say it's more skilled, fine. There's nothing spectacular about a turnaround jump shot. Spectacular?
Yeah.
That's the wrong word to use. It's not spectacular.
I'm going to give it spectacular because, and you should know this because you've played in the post before, that is an extremely difficult thing
It's
to do.
skilled, right? Since he's here, he's a Spurs fan too. I've watched Tim Duncan do some things where I'm going, that was extremely difficult. There's nothing spectacular about it, though. It's difficult. I'll acknowledge the level of difficulty. It's not spectacular, though. Spectacular is the wrong word to use. Spectacular would suggest flash, which you love, something that would be spectacular. Something what was exciting about that?
Oh, to me, it got my juices flowing. I promise you it did.
Oh my God!
Yo,
he shot a turnaround jump shot.
I promise you that got my juices flowing when I saw that.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, Sue, he did that lefty like he was shooting a right-handed ball. And as I said to you in pre-production,
I get
you
it.
can't find 10 other guys in the NBA can do it. You barely can find 10.
You know what's sad about that, Sue? As much, and you know what I mean, my stomach hurting, agreeing with him.
It's not spectacular. It was
400 some players in that league. You trying to tell me you can find 3 right now that can go shoot a turnaround jumper with their opposite hand?
First off, I don't know if you can.
Not even in game time, just regular time.
I don't even know if you can or you can't, but just for argument's sake, let's say you can't. It's not spectacular. It showed a high level of skill. I'm with that. But it's not spectacular. Somebody jumping from the free throw line, jumping over somebody is spectacular.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Spectacular is the wrong word.
More spectacular play. Last night, Brandon Jennings on the break throws the ball off the glass for Andre Drummond. On the break, 3-on-1 break. Was that spectacular?
I didn't see it, but
I'll have to show it to you. It's amazing.
Right. So okay, but the way you're describing it, that sounds spectacular.
But the other one's spectacular to me too, because I know the difficulty in what he did with somebody trying to block it. That was spectacular, dude. Listen, that Kobe, and I'm not a Kobe guy. But that shot, way impressive.
I've watched Kobe Bryant. So here's an analogy. I've watched Kobe Bryant be on the baseline, triple pump, shoot a fadeaway shot in front of 3 people. It was a highly skilled shot. I don't know what was spectacular.
Over
I'm just
3
like,
people?
oh my God, that's spectacular.
Yeah,
I look at spectacular as something that's more flashy than just at the end of the day, if he was a left-handed player, would it have been spectacular?
And did it right-handed?
No. If he was a left-handed player and did it left-handed, would it have been spectacular?
That's a normal shot. That's why it's not spectacular.
I don't care what handed Steph Curry was when he did what he did. The play was spectacular. That's the difference.
I'm saying that it's not spectacular.
Just because he did it with his left hand, it made it spectacular. He shot a jump shot with his left hand. So when Mike shot the free throws with his eyes closed, was it spectacular?
Actually, yeah, that's pretty impressive too.
Impressive and spectacular are two different things.
And he made it in a game.
Impressive and spectacular are two different things.
It's different shooting a free throw with no one putting pressure on you. This guy had the wherewithal in his mind to know that my right shoulder's hurting, and I'm getting this ball in the post, and I'm going to shoot a turnaround jump shot with my left hand over the top of somebody.
And that's very, very disrespectful. Cause that's straight out he just told dude you can't even guard me with my left hand.
Comfortably.
Whoa.
That's really disrespectful.
Whoa. Don't be disingenuous over there. You said he took 2 shots. So remember what he did with the other left-hand shot he did. Shot an air ball. Yeah. You got to be kidding me.
And it was disrespectful.
You shot an air ball.
It was disrespectful for the guy to shoot a turnaround with his left hand like he didn't even care that you was guarding.
First off, it's disrespectful to his teammates because he's saying, my left hand is better than y'all right hand.
Maybe.
That's disrespectful. That's where the disrespect came in.
And maybe he's serious about that.
You got anything else on this list? Because I'm not talking about this anymore. You guys got to be kidding me right now.
Well, we agree. Listen, I'm all over that.
Of course you agree. Y'all from the same hood.
Slow down. I just flat out just said it makes me sick agreeing with bro. So after 30 years of disagreeing with him, and I'm finally going to agree with him, yeah, I'm a little sick about that.
Right, on national radio.
Right,
there you go.
All right. Baseball real quick. Max Scherzer, pitcher. $210 million for 7 years from the Washington Nationals. Isn't he 30 years old? He was born in 1984, which makes him 30. 30, going to be 31. Another one of those big contracts that we talked about that you and the insider said wasn't going to happen again. They happening.
Not a dime. I'm saying big contract, 10 year.
To me, it's the same difference.
It's not the same because they signed A-Rod's playing until he's 44. He signed a 10-year deal at 34. This dude will be done at 37. As a pitcher, he might be. If you get 5 or 6 good years out of him, if you get 5 good years out of this guy and you got to eat these last 2, A-Rod's done, and he's still on the hook for 70, 80 mil, whatever it is. So that, and the years that he wasn't productive, that he's getting $22, $23 million.
Well, let me give you the breakdown of how it breaks down because he basically deferred a lot of that money. So next year, or this year, he'll get $10 million. 2016, he gets 15. 2017, 15. 2018, 15. Then 2019, 20, and 2021, he gets $35 million a year. He deferred his money out.
Sound like a good
And I think he
retirement
got
plan.
$50 million
Sign
just to
it.
sign him,
Sign
just to
it.
sign his name. Yo, I'm stunned.
You should have threw that baseball.
Oh my God, I should have threw that
Should have
baseball.
threw that baseball, man.
I should have absolutely thrown the baseball. That really just blows my mind that kind of money is still being thrown around out
But the
there.
owner of the Nationals, filthy, nasty, dirty rich, and he's definitely in the fourth quarter of his life, and he really wants to win, so he's throwing it around. So good for Scherzer, man. I'm not mad at anybody who gets their money. So good for him. And Detroit, they tried to sign him to a
I think they offered him like 140.
something crazy, but even last year they
Yeah, that
offered
was last year.
right.
Yeah, he
He
told
said
him
no.
no.
He said, "I'm gonna gamble on myself, $70 million."
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We can kind of close up with these last two things. Ty Lawson, point guard for Denver Nuggets, DUI. I think he's wasting his career out in Denver. I feel bad for him. You know, he signed a big deal, but he's having a really good NBA career. Not great, but he's having a good NBA career.
Solid.
No one knows.
Right.
The average basketball fan doesn't know how good he is. It's kind of sad for him.
No, he's solid player.
It's kind of sad.
Is
but
he getting his check?
No, he's absolutely getting a check.
Well, then, so what? Like, if he's out there playing well and he's not getting paid because nobody knows who he is, I feel you. He got his check. You give me the check, you don't have to see me anymore. It's all good. That's just me, though.
But when you're getting money, I think it changes for you. I think you want the notoriety that comes with it too.
This is when that all style, no substance kick in. Cat want people to know who he is.
Most people that play at that level
he's
want
not
people
gonna,
to know
he's
who
not
he
gonna
is.
be the rich guy taking the train. He's gonna be the rich guy pulling up in the S63.
Oh, absolutely. X65.
Oh, my bad.
I'm
I cheated you too.
absolutely
My bad.
Gonna be that guy.
Okay,
I
all right.
listen. I
And you-
absolutely would be that guy.
And you just insulted him about getting on the train.
Yeah, why am I getting on the train?
You know what? My bad. Show's almost over. Thank God. Sorry, boss.
Last thing, Chicago Bulls, Derrick Rose came out and talked against his team.
You threw him under the bus?
Threw him under the bus.
Oh, you cool with that?
No. I probably wouldn't have done it in the media. I would have done it in the locker room.
He can't say nothing to me.
Well, of course, I knew you were going to have that take because he's been out the last 2 years. But the reality is he is the best player on that team.
You know what?
And he is the franchise player
I'm not
on that
playing
team.
hard. I'm too tired from playing these last 2 years when you was sitting down. Next question.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
I definitely agree with that.
Really? Really? What else am I saying to him after that? And I'm turning my back and putting my clothes on in my
And
locker.
you was cleared to play.
Right. So why you
And you
sitting
still
over there
sat out
chilling?
another year.
Right.
You was cleared.
I'm
to play.
tired.
I tell you what, it lit a fire under him. They've been winning ever since.
Okay.
I tell you that.
I'm
And
just telling you what my answer would have been. I'm Jimmy Butler. I play more minutes than all y'all. Don't talk to me. You must be talking to them.
Jimmy Butler not making that comment. He ain't got enough cachet. You want to tell me Pau Gasol could do it or Joakim Noah for sure?
What he gonna do to me?
Or even
What
what's the
Derrick Rose
backup
gonna do to
guy,
me?
other power forward over Taj Gibson? Okay, fine. Jimmy Butler's not making that comment. He doesn't have enough cachet to do it. He
If I
doesn't.
was Jimmy Butler, I'm making that.
I
comment.
agree with you. If I'm Jimmy Butler,
I'm
I say
playing
the same
40
thing.
minutes a game. What are you talking about? I'm not giving. I'm tired today. You
Jim-
think I might be tired? Why you
No,
over there
you're 24
resting?
years old. No,
How old are you,
tired.
Derek?
He didn't
25?
say he's tired. He didn't say he was tired.
He wasn't out there killing it though. He wasn't out there killing
I didn't
it.
say he was.
Go set the
And,
example.
and
boy.
didn't he take?
that's
He
what
took
he
quite.
did.
He took quite a few shots that game. He was missing his. He was missing himself
we
that game.
agree, but the fact is he's the leader of that team when he spoke up. That's all I'm saying.
Joakim Noah is the leader of that team.
Well, he's the heart of that team. He's
I
the
think
heart.
he's the
soul
heart
of that
and the
team.
leader.
I think
Derrick Rose
is
the
one of
leader?
leaders. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah.
not the leader.
I think he's the leader.
That's
of
your
that
team though, so maybe you know.
Well, I think that team needs to make a move, but that's another whole conversation. Carmelo, I'm telling you, I've been putting it out there. Jimmy Butler, Taj Gibson, New York for Carmelo Anthony. I'm telling you.
And y'all to be pissed.
No.
And you guys to be
I-
pissed because he can't guard. He's not going to guard
I don't-
anybody, and he
listen,
can't guard.
I
Anybody.
don't believe we can win offensively in the playoffs to win enough to score enough to win games in the playoffs against the West. The East, we might be able to get through the East, but the West, no, don't think so.
If you're getting 22 from Jimmy Butler, how much more you getting from Carmelo?
It's not a matter of the numbers. It's when you score and how you score. It's not a matter of the numbers. And come playoff time, we don't know what Jimmy Butler. He might go to 14 a night. We know what Carmelo's going to do playoff time.
Yeah, he's going to shoot 30 shots.
He's not going to shoot 30 shots. Carmelo has played with other superstars and led them. We've seen that already.
In the Olympics?
Yes.
That don't count.
Yeah, because he knew he couldn't go out there and get down this money. You know what I have to say? I just want to say one thing.
That doesn't count.
Has anybody in the league ever said that, yo, I really want to play with Melo?
Not to my knowledge. Oh, wait, you back? You took a little break? You back now?
Well, I don't know either.
Well,
Stu, I
I know
don't know
we gotta
either.
wrap it up.
Have anybody ever
Yes,
heard?
someone said it, and I'm trying to remember exactly who it is because they were trying to team up to get him somewhere, and I can't remember who it was. But I'll think about it. I'll tell you off the air.
Wow, one guy out of 400.
You asked if anybody, so I'm going to give you one guy.
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
you
and I'm
asked.
fine with that as well.
Okay,
But out of
all right.
400 something NBA players, one just happened to just say, "Yeah, me, I play with him." That was noble.
I know who would play with him. LBJ would play with him any day of the week. I promise you he would.
No, he
promise
wouldn't.
would.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
All right. Well, thanks for our special guest coming in the building today, Si. He came to vent today. He come and get at his boy. Thanks to Mo and Breeze DBL. You a lot of pressure today.
I just engineer, man.
Remember
That's
last week you hit that button that repeated the song. Remember you did that? You said, "Oh, the song was played over."
right.
Can't have none of that today.
None of that today?
None of that today.
I
All
can't
right,
just
we
be.
can't.
I just can't be normal.
Now we got
So,
people.
quick question. I don't want to say no names, but did he ever play that little rock for the whole? Wasn't somebody supposed to play rock for a whole hour?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
that-
right. You right, and I didn't. You right.
I didn't mean to put nobody on the spot. I was just asking. It's just a question.
And that's sad that you did because he had something for you today.
I did.
Oh, he did have something. So, all right. Fully Disclosed is up now. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
We have
man.
bled into your time a little bit.
Nah, it's all good. Just glad it's out here, man.
All right. Listen, man. Don't let me down. I'm over here texting the dude right now. I told him that you were going to retire him. After this hour, he's not going to play again. How
Really?
about that for pressure?
Really?
Really?
Okay.
We down 2.
Tell him that's how you do, bro.
That's how we do.
Listen, you shot
Curse
a
my man.
you shot a 3 with no time on the clock. You got fouled. We down 2.
And I need all three.
We need all 3.
Let's go home.
Let's go.
All right.
This is something special for you.
You are now listening to the Breeze DBL Fully Disclosed Mix.